Welcome back to Sports First, number one in sports. I'm your host, Sabatosh, and we are back after a good week or so of takeoff time. Today we will be talking all sports as in, a little, I guess I'll talking a little UFC since I didn't get to, I never got to say anything about Darren Till versus Derek Brunson and Pereira Bade, as y'all know, got pretty much just got his career started off with a TKO, which was nice to see after all the interviews and all. I mean, what was it like? I think it was like 9 months ago he got signed to the UFC, and just if you watch any of Ariel Helwani or I forget that nickname he has for himself, but let's forget that. But pretty much, yeah, the Pimblet, the baddie, got a TKO win against Luigi, Mario's brother. But yeah, he got a fourth round TK, first round TK, fourth round. Come on, man. Um, Action packed. I mean, he's obviously going to be a star in this UFC game, but I mean, what kind of stars? Is he going to be like one of them winners, just winning everything? I don't think so. I mean, he's already 17-3, full up then across the pond up in he's a Liverpool guy, I think he is. He's one of the most Sadio Maner's bars. But yeah, he did get rocked himself. I really didn't. I mean, I was planning on catching the fight, but I pretty much just caught the highlight. Well, I caught a lot of the highlights. I pretty much saw him get hit and everything, and him hitting him back. But really, the main fight that I really caught though was Espina versus Sergi, and I think I'm messing his first name up. It was, and well, I didn't really get when you don't really see the answers, no, you get the messing up the names and all that other good stuff. But mainly it was the main thing I really caught, like all around, like just everything that I caught was there too. That one was man, was expecting a little bit more from Darren Till. With Brunson, he's just all like probably one of the best wrestler in this game. We call it UFC. Make my roar. Hard to take him down or anything. Surprisingly, Darren Till actually got taken down. He actually escaped. Escaped. Um, his defense wasn't actually as. I mean, he did. He has. He he did spend 6 years up there in Brazil. So he knows a good amount about that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ. He one of them guys, but Brunson, is a just natural wrestler. Obviously y'all seen them pictures, the funny picture there, Brunson, as now we call him the Blonde Brunson. The Blonde hasn't been defeated. He's like 6-0 right now. I mean, the hype really, I think, kind of started for the Blonde Brunson. It was after the Kevin Holland fight, I think it was. I think it was Kevin Holland. That when, I mean, Kevin Holland technically could have easily won that fight. In my view, he could have. He was the crazy thing. Kevin Holland was actually on a streak himself during it. I think he was on a three fight win streak, and then he ended up. It's just been downhill for Kevin for sure right now, as y'all know. He's one of the fun fighters out there. Much fun. Like one of the top guys if you want to watch striking. That is, if you're not into grappling, too much of the grappling, which is here and there. I mean, watching. I mean, if you. I mean, I'm okay with Brunson. I guess he's pretty decent with that grappling, but seems like he tried a little more striking. Fight ended in the third round. Honestly, it's been what, like a week and a half or so, so I kind of totally forgot. I thought that it actually ended in the second. Um, but I mean, it was a 5 round. It's main event. It's a fight, not a UFC number. Being that Darren Till did come in with the injury. If you didn't know, I think it was something with the ACL. I don't know if it was torn or I read up on it, but I just they said a whole bunch of stuff pretty much. It's all over Instagram and all that other good stuff. But it was actually a serious injury, and they did consider actually dropping out of the fight, which would have put some Brunson against somebody, for last minute or well, yeah, last minute technically, because well, I think there was around 10 weeks left, and Dill, Till decided to stay in, which he probably shouldn't have, because they said even I don't know if it was the ACL was torn or not, but they said even then he probably still shouldn't have fought, and it seems like it's a serious injury, so Till will probably be out for a little bit. And Brunson saying he wants another title shot against Israel, and Israel calling him Brunson, not the blonde Brunson, calling him yeah, whatever I just call him. But I guess I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I don't know. I'd probably rather see. I think who was that? There was a fight before that. I'd rather see. Was it Jared Cannonier? Yeah, that was like 3 weeks before that. I think I'd rather see Jared Cannonier versus old boy Mark Brown. I think I'd rather. I mean, I think most of us would rather see that over him facing Israel. I mean, I feel like I'm correct to say that because I mean we've already seen Israel versus France and he lost. Seems like a lot of these rematch. I mean, we're having another rematch, Robert Whitaker versus Israel, and we're about to have another one. But I don't know what the chances are or what the numbers and all that other stuff on Whitaker winning or everything. He beat Gaslam. Gaslam didn't really. I mean, he gave Gaslam a freaking ass whooping. I'm gonna tell you that. Just footwork just was pretty good from well during that fight. Gaslam versus Retica. Uh, but yeah, Darren Till, but Thomas Spina, that fight just pretty much barely anything was thrown. Um, what's his name? Spivak. I'm totally messing his name up, but I guess he's known to be more of a wrestler. Didn't really do any wrestling. He tried actually sparring. Tried striking. That didn't really work out too well for him. Espina pretty much through a combination just ended up knocking him out. Did get bonus or did get that 50K bonus as y'all probably seen after the interview. He was all crying and all that other good stuff, talking about he wanted a guarantee of a house and all. But other than that, I'm gonna leave UFC alone because I already passed 9 minutes just talking about the UFC, even though this event was like I don't know how long ago. But I guess I'll try to keep it at 20 minutes, even though I want to keep it at 15. Let's get a couple words. Let's take it to a live reporter for the NFL. It's me, Sabotage. But the NFL, we got it started today, or what? Not today. Thursday, September 9th, with oh boy, Tom Brady versus Cowboys. That was some football, I tell you what. Didn't catch that ball game. Had some stuff to do. But fantasy owners, y'all was probably pretty happy with Mr. Amari Cooper. Tom Brady. Oh man, there was somebody in our league who had Tom Brady, and he has Patrick Mahomes, which is wild. Like he did, I think he chose Patty in the freaking eighth round. Me and somebody were having a convo about that in the beginning. We were like, well, he was like, Patty's gonna go in the second round. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody pulled the trigger first round. And lo behold, he, someone, I don't even know the person in our league, that person in our league. I technically know, we all, majority of us know each other. He knows somebody in the league. So, okay, yeah, obviously, uh, I don't know, I think people do random leagues and all that other good stuff. But yeah, old boy chose Patty Mahomes like what, first round, eighth pick. I might have just said eighth round or something, but that'd be amazing to get him in the eighth round. But yeah, he chose Patty Mahomes in the first round. I guess it's not the worst thing because I mean, in a league like ours, 14 team league, Patty makes a big difference. But this guy has Patty, has Tommy Boy, and ends up sitting Patty. Like, come on, man, you're wild. Tom puts up decent numbers, but Tom doesn't put up that good of numbers. Tom is a quarterback, like, probably. I I wouldn't draft Tom Brady in a fantasy team. I personally wouldn't because it just doesn't make sense to have him. I mean, who knows? What if he ends up having a really bad year with his Hayes Nova? Come on, I'm not gonna go there because that's just kind of with Tom Brady, he's already defined time and all that other good stuff. Won a Super Bowl last year, but then I mean he has great defense behind him. So pretty much he's gonna be on the field almost like every other 5, 4, 6 minutes or so, maybe even I mean less than that or more than that or whatever. But still, then he has a great offense. The line is really good. Got a couple of young guys in that line. Then the wide receiver room, holy snaps. Then you got the running backs. They just added Giovanni Bernard this off season. You got uh, man, I'm totally forgetting their other running back, the top running back. I don't know how I'm forgetting their top running back. Starts with a R, ends with a J, and a two. Ronald Jones is second. And then you also got Leonard Fournette, but the thing is, they're not really a running team. I don't even remember the last time Bucks were a running team. And then you got the big dogs, as in AB, CG, RG. I'm just going with the acronyms. Rob Gronkowski, Craig Gow, Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans. Holy crap! And they didn't even use any of those guys. And I did, they even got Tola Johnson, who didn't really do much, but just bringing him up. And I mean, just that defense is stacked like Pringles. Especially with that linebacker position, probably two best linebacker combo, 45 and 54, and Devon White and Levante David. Then you got Shaq Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul. Come on, we saw this team in the Super Bowl. One of my first podcasts was technically about this Super Bowl team. You got Ndamukong Suh. You got. Oh man, you just can't. They had a couple of new guys also, but you just can't mess with this defense, this offense. I mean, my favorite team to win the Super Bowl. It's for the past 3 years. Been 3 years. Well, I'm gonna say 2 years because that first year with the Chiefs, I didn't fully expect them to win. I forget who I was expecting to win that year. But still, the second year, last year, I expected the Chiefs to win. They got to the Super Bowl, lost. Wait, did they get to the Super Bowl? Yeah, they got to the Super Bowl. Uh, just there was a lot of reasons for them to lose that, but everybody deals with problems and all. But dang, I've talked a lot about just this game, but also Dak Prescott, really impressive. CeeDee Lamb, you gotta love CeeDee Lamb. He had a couple of drops, well, like 2 or 3 drops or so. He only had 9 last year, which is amazing. For a top wide receiver, I believe I mean, I would be shocked if he doesn't finish top 10, top 5 ish. You know, oh boy, Justin Jefferson had a very disappointing game today with the Minnesota, that City of Twins. Disappointing game, very disappointing, I tell you what. A couple other players had this. I mean, one of the not disappointing, just one of the things you don't want to see is Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan the Patch. The patch went down. This time he just, I mean, sad to say, you don't ever want to see a player get injured, but he was out for, who knows, maybe he'll be back next game. But, oh boy, Chargers, Jordan Herbert, yeah, Herbert, Ray Allen, Keenan Allen, them boys got it started and all that other good stuff. Killing now, I've been killing it these past couple of years, showing, I don't know, maybe was Phillip Rivers just not the best quarterback or something? Because it seems like Keenan Allen has gotten much better ever since Herbert, ever since Herbert been on the scene. It seems like Keenan Allen has been playing much better, much better. Other stuff. Trevor Lawrence actually got started in the first game. Tyrod Taylor got started. Well, technically, it was Tyrod Taylor on a new team. Jags, Urban Meyer showed up. But Trevor Lawrence didn't look terrible, but he didn't look great. But he's a rookie, so it's not bad, I guess. One of his first regular season losses, and I don't even. They just kept bringing that up, so I'm just bringing it up. I guess that's an interesting fact. But he did have 3 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, which is terrible. Probably need to cut that hair off now. But Texas get the win. With Tyrod Taylor. Happy for Tyrod Taylor. He just. He pretty much kick-started. Justin Herbert's career, and he started off Josh Allen's career, which is wild. He was the starter for Buffalo, was the starter for the Chargers. Pretty much had to leave because he just, he's an NFL starter or NFL caliber starter player, whatever. But yeah, other big thing I'm gonna try to rush. I did say I hit that 20-minute mark, but obviously I'm getting past that. Getting past that mark. But Steelers had that. They won against the Bears. Then Devontae Smith got his first touchdown. Pretty decent looking touchdown. You can go on our page and you can see that. I uploaded that touchdown. But I guess the Colts ain't looking so great. Tyler Lockett, he went down but got back up. But Jalen Hurts actually look really nice too, man. A lot of these young quarterbacks are actually looking nice. It's just I don't know what's happening, but a lot of good quarterbacks just coming out of the college rank. Maybe they're more ready. They're just much smarter. Then again, it's just like maybe the coaching is leveled up and they're just using these quarterbacks better, more college to pro style, just more open-mindedness, I guess. Maybe it's that. Who knows? Joe Burrow actually had a pretty decent game. 49ers, did they start, Youngster? I don't think they started him. Actually, they didn't start him. He actually was dealing with injury too. Trey Lane. But Jimmy G. Um, he got the start, 17, 25, 14 yard, one touchdown. One touchdown, that's point right there. But, I mean, in reality, I feel like it's the 49ers is such a run heavy team. I don't know, I don't think that's the reason they have injured running backs. I just don't ever trust a 49 running back. That's fantasy, just always dealing with injuries and everything. I feel like they're missing a running back. They were missing a running back too today, but Raheem Mostert went down. Two attempts for 20 friggin' yards, but he went down. So it's like, average 10 yards. Disappointing. Went down. Um, Mitchell pretty much picked it up with 19 carries, 104 yards, 5.5 average, and one touchdown. That was pretty nice. DB, Mr. Samuel, man, I thought he'd do pretty good. DB with the 189 and one touchdown. Pretty legit. He's coming out, trying to travel party. George Kittle, as always, going to be pretty decent. But man, running backs for Lions, they was both looking nice. Williams and DeAndre. DeAndre had a couple of good runs and passing, but he actually killed it more, I think, in that reception area with 8 for 65 and one touchdown, breaking a lot of tackles. If you was watching that red zone. But yeah, that wide receiver area is kind of tricky because they both of their running backs and their tight ends just kind of killed it, and then they actually almost came back. I forget how it was, how that botch went, but they pretty much almost lost the game. Um, anything? Joe Burrow said did pretty good. Justin Jefferson, very disappointing game. Panthers, Sam Darnold actually looked pretty good. Are we having another Ryan Tannehill situation? Tua Tagovailoa, decent performance. Could have been so much better. Just feel like in those situations where you just need to get rid of the ball, Tua's overthinking it. The pressure just got to him a couple times. So if you can fix that, I feel like Tua's all right. Like Tua's going to be a really good quarterback in the NFL. Like I said, it's just the level of quarterbacks is getting better. Who knows? Maybe he ends up being just it probably just doesn't work out, but who knows, But I feel like I don't know, just it's kind of hard to say that a quarterback is. I don't know which quarterback is technically. I didn't really see any bad quarterback play today from anybody specifically, other than those bad decisions from Tua. I mean, Aaron Rodgers ain't had the greatest time with the Saints, but we all know Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback. He'll pick it back up. But we got who is the Ravens facing tomorrow? Oh, the Raiders. Derek Carr versus Lamar Jackson. We got that tomorrow. So, hey, watch out for that. Like I said, I pretty much surpassed the time I was supposed to do. So, I guess I'll get a couple of words in for soccer, and that'll be it, I did want to get a couple of words in for every league, but I don't think I will since I would pass like probably around 30. But let's get to it. Leeds get another loss, 3-0 against Liverpool. Everton Burnley coming out tomorrow. Chelsea with another impressive win from beating Aston Villa. Leicester City versus City. City, come on, City. Shockingly, just one goal. Didn't really catch any of that, but that's still a shocking scoreline. Gonna have to catch up on that with the highlights and all that at the game Steve. And then probably like the most, well, obvious the game that everybody was kind of focused on because it was the return of CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he showed us why by scoring two. But then that was really heavy. I mean, the myth, Jesse Lingard himself, Lingardinho, the demigod actually scored a pretty nice goal. Just great, a beautiful sequence of players who was a pass from Pogba back to Pogba, then to Martial, then to Lingard, then Lingard scores. That was beautiful. Mason Greenwood set up a goal for Cristiano. Took the shot. As we all know, we're probably going to end up being one of the top scorers in the Premier League in the future. Pretty much set that up for him. And Bruno got himself a goal too. 4 goals, no penalties. Hey, all them down that fair talk, man, look so good. Other games, Tottenham. Come on, Totti. What is going on? It actually, I don't know. In their first two games, this is the third. They look pretty decent. Harry Kane came back. You thought, hey, maybe they might have a chance either to make it top four or actually battle for a title. I mean, Tottenham doesn't have the worst team. It's not like they spend a little money, not as much money as some of the other Premier League teams. Manchester United, Manchester City, wink, wink. Arsenal, wink, wink. Arsenal just kind of started. Arsenal, I don't even want to get there. Finally got their first win. Finally got their first goal. They're most definitely out of the relegation zone. Not that that's a worry right now, but 5 I mean, they're in 16th spot, which is embarrassing for. I mean, it's just the beginning of the season, but kind of embarrassing, ain't it? I think so. Right now, Man U sitting up top, but it's just the first games of the season. Chill out, everybody. With Chelsea, Man U, Liverpool, City, but we all expected those. I mean, if you didn't expect those teams to be good, then you're out of your brains, mate. You're out of your brains. One team that I'm expecting to do good is Everton. I mean, why wouldn't you expect Everton? They spend as much money as the next big Premier League team. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to win the championship this year, next year, or whatever year they win it. I mean, they spend the money. I'm telling you, they got the team. Like I said, just it's actually one of my favorite. They're not my team or nothing, but all around, they're one of my favorite teams to watch. There was that situation with Rich Allison and Calvert-Lewin, the Englishman. They did have that situation where the penalty situation, because Rich got it and Lewin didn't want to. Well, he's the designated Cavan. DCL is the designated penalty taker. It's similar to when Neymar and Cavani had that situation back in 2018, 19 or so. But like I said, then the Mori Gray, man, he coming in, youngster, he's balling out there. I likes his team a lot. I likes it, and as the Booty Warrior says, I like you and I want you. But the middle is impressive with Doucouré and Adam, Brazilian, and Doucouré is French, right? Yeah, I'm like 1,000. And Luca Digne at left, Coleman at the right, Keane in the middle. I mean, that area, I guess the middle of the port, not the middle of the port, but CB area, maybe. I'm not too big on either Keane or Holgate. I feel like I've seen Keane make a good amount of mistakes. But Pickford ain't the greatest keeper, but he's not the worst keeper. But as we've seen, to be a Premier League winner, you actually do need a keeper. Like, look at Champions League and Premier League. Like the difference Ederson, Allison, Mendy, with the difference they've made. I mean, Man U, they've been having David De Gea, but Man U just can't get their shit together. That's really what's up with them. And Arsenal, they can't get their shit together. And Tottenham, we all know their situation. They can never keep anything together. But the pickup of Nuno was great, I believe. But Vieira Pate V ended up. I said I was gonna get in a couple words. I ended up pretty much chatting it all up with this Premier League. But let's talk. Let's talk Serie A. Another win for Roma and Jose Mourinho. Maybe he has no losses, so maybe he has a opportunity to win the Serie A, the Scudetto. Um, Pellegrini looking nice out there in Roma. AC looking nice, 3-0. Yeah, we out there. Getting a dub against Lazio, but Lazio pretty much lost that game for themselves. But one of the, I would say, top youngsters, or just all around youngs play. I've been looking at young G out there, Rafael Leao. He's just been so impressive for just for what, a good 2 years, 3 years. He's obviously going to be one of the. I mean, I don't even understand why Milan they go and sign. I mean, you gotta love Zlatan. You gotta love Jaru. Those are like players you really can't hate on. Oliver, any team he's been on, yeah, even though you're part of Arsenal, but you just can't hate on Mans. But still, it just didn't make any sense to me. I mean, maybe they're really serious. They are. You got to be serious if you're gonna go and sign players like that and stuff. With but I feel like AC could go young, and they probably should, but they're not. It's like what are you doing? You got Hernandez, you signed Tamore, Hernandez. Then you got they signed forget Diaz. Brahim Diaz from what they named Rabbit. You got some pretty good players. Last year I feel like not. I feel like they should have won Serie A. Should have won that Scudetto, but they didn't. So that tells you something. I don't know what the heck happened there in the last half of the season, as y'all probably remember. They just, I'm gonna go and say they fought that man. They fought that big time. AC I mean, Inter sold a good amount of players, but still looking nice out there. I don't know about, Napoli. But they did win against who was it they won against? Actually did watch that one. It was just so much fouls. It was foul. Just going players just flopping all over the place, man. That just gets ugly, when the players are always flopping like mopping. Oh yeah, it was against Juventus, but I don't remember Chiesa being there. Chiesa, the key man for, I feel like the key man for that. The Juventus team. So just shockingly, they still have Chiellini and Bonucci, but they just literally were the men's for that back line for that Italian Euro winning team. So you got hand on that. I don't think so. Locatelli was pretty decent. He was decent. Rabiot. Ew. I feel like you could get a little more from Rabio and Alvaro Morata, but I can't. I like those players, to be honest. I don't hate on too much players at all, but who was it that had pretty Politano? That's who it was. He had a pretty good game. Insignia always. Oh, you always getting a pretty good performance, but oh boy, Insignia. But yeah, Napoli getting that big win. But in reality, Napoli, Juve lost that themselves, But yeah, now Juventus ain't looking so great. It's one of them teams. We'll talk about another team that ain't doing so great, but that's enough for that side of the league or that city. That's Serie J. um, One other, probably the best game, even though I didn't catch it, I still haven't even watched how, but just the scoreline tells you There was also that impressive catch by Jude Bellingham, caught his first ever drink at the game and ended up choking it. It was If he was in fantasy, I would give him 4 points for that catch. That catching that beer chugging youngster. Was 18 years old? He was only like, what, 16? Mate was only 16 when he went to the Bundesliga. Got himself playing good now. Probably one of the best English, or eventually gonna be one of the best England. Maybe him, Foden, Sancho, looking pretty nice out there. They're middle for the English. Maybe a future World Cup champions. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hitting you with that German, yeah, yeah. But Leverkusen, I like this team. Another good team that has a lot of young talent. Fun to watch. Uh, Sheik and Witz. Paulinho is pretty good too, and Diaby. Diaby's pretty awesome too. That all that top with the striker, attackers, and the two wings. Pretty decent team. I likes that teams. I messes with that teams. I'll watch them any day and every other day. But I mean, what a good man. I did watch a little bit, but just I didn't really I caught every pretty much. I think it was Man U was about to be on, so I was like, frig it, I'm gonna go ahead and switch. I'll hit him with a switch. But for Dortmund, you gotta love, you got the Erling, the Brute, Erling, the Brute, Holland, Julian Brand, Bellingham, Witzel, Macca, and you just got a pretty young, good team, good team. Matt Hummels, I don't know if he's just made a comeback from an injury. I forget if he had an injury or so. But yeah, Max or Max Mats Mr. Mats got himself back into the game. There's one player that I feel like that should be getting more playing time. It's Mocha. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Youngster. He's like 16, probably just hit 17 himself. I feel like he should be getting a lot of playing time because I remember even Bellingham, Erling the Brute even saying that he's just such a good, talented player and all that stuff, but he's not getting any playing time. Didn't even get subbing time, but then again, it was a close game, So we'll see what the future holds for this Dortmund. I don't see them win. Man, they just disappointed. I don't in the Bundesliga getting your hopes up high or having high hopes for any team other than Bayern. Um, Getting your hopes up for any other team to win the Bundesliga is just don't do it, okay? Maybe Wolfsburg and I feel like they're a strong team just all around. They don't got the greatest, it's not one of those teams that's filled with superstars, even though they got some pretty good players. But still, I feel like they could probably, man, I'm not going to even say it because I just don't want to get any hopes. RB Leipzig, to be honest, I thought them or Dortmund was going to win it last year. That's why I'm very disappointed. We'll see during the middle of the season or halfway during the season. We'll see. Maybe they get my hopes up and I start talking good about one of these teams, but I'm not gonna get too into it. Frankfurt not looking so great. What's up, man? What's up? What is going on? A lot of ties in this. Well, not really a lot. Just not really high scoring. Other than that, Dortmund versus Leverkusen. But Bayern, pretty much just whooped on Leipzig. Leipzig's what, like 3, 4? I think it's third game. Yeah, 3 losses in a row. But what do you expect when you lose 2 center backs? They also lost a striker, but didn't they replace? I'm sure they replaced their striker Andrew Silva. You still got Almo over there, and Cuckoo. He's pretty good. one of my favorite attack. I feel like I thought he was an attacker, but I guess they played him at right wing. But then again, he could probably just play it all over the place, with knowing how with his abilities, But for the Bundesliga, it's gonna be it for today. Okay. La Liga didn't really catch or follow any. Almost didn't really like, or just haven't had the chance to be honestly. I wanted to watch Real versus Celta Vigo, but I got too into fantasy NFL Red Zone and all that good stuff, with the NFL being back. NFL is only like 14 weeks, so I will be a little bit more concentrated on that stuff, but I'm not gonna like take all my focus. So Saturdays is technically four, even though I do watch college football myself. Saturdays is, I mean, college football doesn't really have too much interest in games until week 5. Other than that Clemson game where Clemson, did they lose? They did lose. Um, but the Real versus Celta Vigo, that was pretty high scoring game with Real beating them 5-2. Uh, Atletico getting their wins. So pretty much the teams that are supposed to win or win one. I think like 2 or 3, maybe 4 games were actually called off. I don't know if it was COVID related, but Barca was one of those games. Um, I think it was the president of La Liga was asked like, how do you replace players like Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo? It's obvious I do it with the up and coming young talent, and La Liga has that. I mean, it's all over the place, Real Sociedad, Sevilla has them. Every La Liga team I mean, every league has them youngsters. It's with Isak, with Fakir, even though he's the youngest player in the with Osabella, with I mean, that's mainly I'm just hitting on that Sociedad side. And then you got obviously Vinicius, been one of my favorite players from the Riyadh side. They got another youngster. Is it Valverde? It is Valverde. Out man, his level of play is outstanding. And now they got Camavinga, who scored in the 73rd. Benzema with the hattie, with the hattie. Hats off to Benzi, as always. And how could you forget? You got Hazard, but hey, we all know that he's injured. He's been injured for like a decade or two. Um, Young talent wise, I'm still on that, huh? Then you got Barca's young talent. You got Fati and Pedri. Like, what else don't you want from these players or whatever? Then you got maybe who knows? Maybe Kobe ends up being one of them guys. And Memphis Depay has just been awesome. Can we all agree with that? I mean, it's obvious. Agree with that, obvious. But yeah, he's been awesome, hasn't he? I don't. At least I'm not thinking of any other player. Yusuf Nesri, he has been awesome. Joel Felix, Joel, Portuguese. I feel like well, in my mind, I didn't ever think he was gonna be like. He is world class. I just, it's Simeone's style of play, just that defensive style of play. You could still be a top class attacker and all, and that kind of style of, that style of playing, like Simeone style and all that other good stuff. But still, I never thought it would be a good fit, and it does not look like it. I think they were about to actually do some like trade and everything with Griezmann and everything, but they still ended up getting Griezmann, or Atletico ended up getting Griezmann anyway. But yeah, like I said, with Pedri and all them around, oh boy, Ansu Fati, just he's been dealing with an injury for a while. Once he comes back, Barca's gonna look nice. Real already looks nice. Sevilla's pretty nice. Atletico is pretty decent, I mean, what else do you want from La Liga? And I also forgot about Ousmane Dembele. When he's healthy? He's actually one of the. I believe that he's one of the. top players. And then Marcos Laurent, one of my dang, could he be the best center in La Liga? I could see that. Maybe Valverde right now, that is. But then again, you got Pedri in the league. Then you got, I mean, David Silva. I feel like is too old to be in that. I mean, could he be in the top 10? CAM maybe. Maybe he could be. But then again, you got OG, GB, Gareth Bell, and you got OG Luis. But that's a striker position. Actually, could you say Memphis Depay? Because man's is good in the calendar. Yeah, he's. I'm pretty sure I saw this, and this is must be correct as it was on Instagram. That he had what, like 50 something goals and something assists. He's pretty much leading in all players, all top leagues. Like, that's crazy, right? It's crazy, but at the same time, come on, it's Memphis Depay. Mans has been on fire ever since he left Manu. Manu, I believe, 100% made a mistake, but then again, he never really worked out with that crazy team of Manchester. But yeah, for La Liga, that's gonna be it. Did I talk? I don't think I missed the league. Did I? Even if I did, I feel like that's enough. But the main league, Messi's league now, Messi. Um, I don't think I ever really talked about it, but yeah, big transfers with CR7 and Messi going to PSG. Um, in my eyes, for a long time, Neymar and Messi have been the top two. Well, when Neymar isn't injured, that is, Neymar has been second best player in the world, in my eyes. Maybe that's not everybody, but I don't know if you guys remember, like 2 years ago or so, when Neymar isn't injured, he's out freaking standing, ladies and gentlemen. He's just just an outstanding player. Even when he was in La Liga, it doesn't matter that. I mean, it'd be cool to see somebody like Neymar or Messi, in the Premier League, see how they would do. Maybe in Serie A, but La Liga isn't. I mean, come on. The French, they won the World Cup. They had two teams in the semis, not semis, the quarters or whatever it was. It was PSG versus. Wait, was it PSG versus Lyon? Or was it PSG versus another? Or was it Marseille? It was one of the two. It was like a couple of years back. But still, these teams aren't trash, and these teams can play. They got their pretty good teams. Most of the talent from the world, technically, not most of them, but like I don't know how much top talent comes from France. A lot, that is. I'm not gonna go ahead and name every single top player, but Depay. Like I just brought up all the stuff about Depay. He did good in the French league, and he's killing it right now. It's early, but still, he's killing it in La Liga. I'm telling you. Oh, I'm telling you, man's is killing it. Ain't no doubt about it. But Marseille got the win from Monaco. Monaco just hasn't looked the same ever since that 2013, 2013. Man, that after they broke up that team, Monaco has just been disappointing with the Henry coaching gig, and now they got Jovic, who was coach for a little bit at Bayern. Maybe Bayern saw that Jovic isn't the greatest coach or not. But another crazy thing is Lille. They're on just a losing streak. It's weird, like how I think they had won last week, but still, how does that happen? You are one of the, you just win the league, one of the top teams, and now it's just looking like shits for you. You got shits, your whole team's got shit for brains and all that. So I mean, you lose this much games this early, which you lose 2 or 3 games in a big league. That's That's a lot of games to lose in the span of well, like 3 or 4 weeks or so. You just can't do that. Probably not even going to make a Champions League spot. I mean, let's see where they sit, but surprisingly, they're not in that relegation zone, which I feel like they're they're actually only 2 points away from the relegation. How do you do that? They're 2 points away from a relegation zone, but but you are just literally 2021. You won a title for God's sakes. It's technically 2021 season, but still, we're in the 22 season, but still, you ain't trying to play like Mitz in Bordeaux and Brest and all them guys. You ain't one of them guys, not that they're bad or not. A couple of those teams I expect to pick up. But yeah, I don't think Messi scored today with. I still haven't, to be honest. I still haven't seen. I might have seen PSG play this. No, I haven't really I actually watched Nice, but that was because the timing was just good and wasn't the greatest game around. But still, a lot of fouling in that game also. But I don't know if they're. I don't think that this has anything to do with it. I was about to say some out there stuff like, oh, they're trying to keep Mbappe happy or some stuff. But I don't know if Messi and no boy Neymar they are trying to injuries done, but they haven't really been starting or nothing. I don't know if they just Pochettino is just being more cautious. Like, hey, these dudes is old. Let's not give these stars to slowly bring them into the season. I mean, the thing is, when you have this much freaking talent, you could do that kind of stuff. With Herrera, Draxler, Rafinha, they got so much talent. It's crazy. Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Hakimi, Diallo, Donnarumma. You got two goalkeepers. They're probably the only. I don't know any other team in Europe, top five, top six, that has two goalkeepers, two top goalkeepers. Like you could start either one of these guys and be okay. With Navas being the other one, been big. I mean, everybody's other than that. What 2016-17 time when Ashley Malone, the Macy Malone fans were hating on Donnarumma for wanting more money, but come on, man, top goalkeeper deserves top goalkeeper money. But yeah, now he's gone. He's getting big bucks from PSG, and he deserves it. That's what you get that when you're a big time player. Like, what do you expect, man? Expectations, man, is money sometimes. But then you got Gigi Wijnaldum. Gigi Wijnaldum. You got Corte. You got the stacked team, man. You just can't mess with this PSG team. If you were to bet your house on it, I would put a house on PSG winning the title because if Messi were to get injured, if Messi were I'm just like I'm just saying if I'm not trying to put anything on Messi or anything, but you know what I'm saying. Same if Messi were out, they could hold out Messi and Neymar the whole season. Just play them in the Champions League, and they'd still win the title. They're such a good team. You could probably even hold out Mbappe. You could probably hold out Icardi, and they'd still probably win, but not with as much points. But still, PSG, with all that money, they looking fire. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's been awesome. I am about to be done. Hit y'all with the clickers. It's been fantastic. I said I'd only do around 20, Fifth, actually, I said 15, so I just lied to you. Right there. I lied to you, my peoples. Um, I guess maybe that's why we are number one in sports. um, I hit y'all with 50 something minutes. You know, like that girl with the grill. She talking all that nonsense. I don't even know what the hell she was saying. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Um, but yes, I guess when you have such jam packed, and technically we didn't even have UFC. I didn't even talk about boxing with all that stuff that happened in boxing. Um, but with a jam packed week, it's hard not to make a show today. It was hard not to continue. It was hard not to keep going for what? How many extra? I put on that at 25 overtime OT. We out here. No pay days, no none. But we actually got all five leagues